Thank you for stopping by to listen to my dad, Larry Witcher, otherwise known as the Professor of Useless Knowledge. I hope you enjoy it.
And now, here to tell you everything about anything is Mr. Know-It-All.
Okay, let's get the professor in here. Come on in, Larry.
Coming in, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Good morning to you. Good Monday morning to you.
Yes, sir. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. That's what the old folks used to say.
That's what they say with you.
Well, today is Cross Day.
Cross Day?
Cross
Okay.
Day.
Tell us about it.
Jim and Sidney Cross. It's their day.
Okay.
Two of the nicest people you ever met in your life.
Okay.
Listen to the radio station.
Man, we appreciate it.
We met them up to the farmer's market Saturday. Julio, I bet you could take the meanest man in the county, sit him down and make him listen to MOQ radio for a week, and he'd be tame as a lamb. I bet it would change him altogether.
Life-changing experiences on this radio.
But Jim and Sidney Cross, it's their day today.
Okay. All right.
All right, now.
Appreciate them listening.
Got to go back now. We had listeners talking when we were talking about what the old folks used to tell us about dog days, what do and don't do, and
oh yeah.
And you asked the question, why don't you step in the grass when it's got dew on it?
Yeah.
During dog days.
Okay.
One got the real reason why you don't. Now, if you'd have asked your daddy, your mama, why don't I walk in the grass? They'd have said because I said not to. Now, if they had asked their daddy and mama, they'd have said because I said not to. See, a lot of the old things that the old folks told us not to do, there was a real reason behind it. They probably didn't know it because it come from their grandparents who didn't know it either.
Yeah.
But pathogenic bacteria.
Okay.
That's why you don't walk in the grass.
All right. Of course, I got to think that the dew that's on the grass is clean dew. It would be the grass. It maybe had some kind of bacteria in it.
Well, see that. Well, you got the right answer. That's the reason that Mom and Daddy always said don't do it. They didn't know exactly why. And one of the members of the research team who used to work in the water treatment department for the city of Monroe and worked in about every department in the city of Monroe, old Billy Dial.
Yeah.
Old Billy called and said, this is the reason you don't do it. Now, Billy give me enough to fill up 2 3-hour shows. So I'm going to draw it up to where we can understand it.
Okay.
Pathogenic bacteria is a harmful bacteria that causes infections, Julio, and it all sorts of infections, even malaria, all sort of things, and diseases.
Yeah.
Now, and there is good bacteria, you know. We have some in our stomach. It helps us to digest. And when it dies, you got to drink buttermilk and eat yogurt to get it going back again. But this pathogenic bacteria only grows because of Joel's weather forecast.
Yeah.
This morning it was 72 degrees.
Okay.
At 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, the night temperatures during the dog days, that's when the bacteria grows.
Oh.
It grows the best from there up to about 85 degrees. So the ground is full of pathogenic bacteria. And when you walk in the dew, it gets in that cut, which causes an infection. All sorts of infections they'll do. Now, in a hospital, you know, you got the temperature of about 41 degrees in the operating room. It can't grow in there.
I see.
Too cold.
Okay, so now we know why it's so cold in the operating room. Okay.
Right. That's where that can't grow. Now, above 104, it dies completely. Sometimes a person who is sick, they'll induce temperature on them to 104 or above to kill the bacteria that's bothering him.
Oh.
But during this dog days is the only time of the year in our area of the country that the night temperature don't drop below 68 degrees. As long as 68, 69, 70, or 75, up to 80, that pathogenic bacteria is growing. And when you drag your cut through it, it's going to get an infection in it.
They're asking for trouble, yeah.
Now, that is the reason your daddy and your mama told you not to step in the grass in the dew because of pathogenic bacteria. But they didn't know about pathogenic bacteria And old Billy Dyer wouldn't have known it, but he had to go to the state lab and take, tests and all to know how to treat water.
Yeah.
He ain't that smart on his own now.
Yeah, he knew that. Okay. Yeah, well, that's great. Well, I'm glad he contributed to the show tonight.
He did, and I told him, I was going to tell him to call and do it. But then I got to thinking it's just a 3-hour show. And by the time he went over all the infectious diseases that pathogenic bacteria causes, you'd have been in day after tomorrow's show and never got to sign off.
Yeah.
But I've got a good research team.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
I really do have.
We appreciate what Billy does for us.
Yeah, Billy's done a good thing. Billy did good when he worked for the city, even. And one time, Billy and I, we worked for a store in town that sold appliances, and we went out to work on a woman's washing machine. It's about 1953 or 54.
Yeah.
And when we went inside, we were just school chilling, driving this truck. And we're going to work on the washing machine. And she says, I don't know whether I like y'all's looks or not. like we didn't know what we was doing. Billy said, he went to school on motors and I went to school on pumps. Said, we can get it. She said, well, that's about the only way you're going to learn how to work on these modern conveniences. A Ringer-type washing machine we was working on.
Yeah.
Ringer, now that's modern day. But Billy fixed it for her, and we've done it.
Yeah.
Got it done.
Got it running.
Got it working.
And you actually draw the paycheck at the end of the week.
Yeah, at that time, I don't know where you could qualify it as really a paycheck or not, but we got a little change in our pocket.
Well, that's great, Larry.
Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. Know-it-all.
Thank you, Billy. We appreciate you helping out now.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for being part of the show. You betcha.
And Jim and Sidney Cross today is their day.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll salute them right now. All right. Thank you, Larry. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, sir. Okay, there you go.
Okay, then. Thank you, Mr. Know-it-all.